Play dog. Doggies play. So the plan for today is to add 3 inches to the top over there. Essentially, I'm going to have to put another layer of 2x4s in along the top in between each of those posts. Fill that gap and then come back with the ladder and put 3 inches more of the gray board on top. Come here. So I got the other side all sided in. The fix for the 3-inch mistake is I'm gonna put 2x4s in like this all the way across, and then I'm going to cut 3 inches off of the remnants of these boards, and I'm gonna put it back on, and then there will be a board covering the gap, and the rubber roof will come down further than that, so you won't see it on the outside. But we want it to be even if you don't see it, so the roof acts right. So I basically have to do it. There's no question about that. He's redoing the wiring now. We want that wiring, buddy. He was very hyper this morning. It's a good boy. So, this is the field I'm in. When you work by yourself, you pretty much got to get used to using clamps or figuring out how to use them. Because you don't have a second pair of hands to hold the other side of the board. We're going to seal this up and then go outside and add the 3 inches. Taping 3 inches back on. Somebody's hunting pretty close. It's definitely gunfire, but it's bird shot. Probably off in the lake over there. All better fixed. And to make everything match, I'm gonna throw one along in here too, which honestly makes everything sturdier. The next fill-in is gonna be putting 2x4s in here, covering these and that. Also giving a little structure to the front and back plating for the door. So the police just came here, 2 of them, in huge pickup trucks with wenches. They could definitely have taken my boat if they wanted to. Apparently there are a couple of hunters who said that there's a crazy man out in the woods trying to build a house. And then there was another guy saying that there's a guy out there using his generator and sawing at 5 in the morning, which I don't think it was 5 in the morning, but probably 6, the latest, so it wasn't too wrong. And then after a little bit of conversation, me showing my permits to them, of course going through the houseboat in detail. I actually had to even show my registration for my truck because it didn't come back to my name for some reason in his computer. Yeah, which means I can't run Wisconsin plates, so can you show me your paperwork, is basically what that means. So after a little bit of back and forth, officer said, "You're not breaking any rules. You're in a complete legitimate campground. You have your boat. A lot of people bring their boats. And there's no sound guidance or sound rules in the backcountry camping here. So if people don't like what you're doing, they're supposed to move further away." And then they drove off. which I have, I think, a picture of them driving off. Look at the size of the truck. That's a pretty big truck. The RV is not the biggest RV, but it's not small. And look at the dang houseboat. That's what living on a 30-foot sailboat. Everything looks small compared to a big sailboat. But then, when you compare it to other things, that's a big little houseboat. So, it's day 7. It is already noon. And in fact, before I even start working on the boat, I'm going to eat some lunch. Make a sandwich. I have 2 boards of trim to do here. There and there. I have to put the handle on that door. I just didn't have any drill bit. I couldn't find any drill bits other than a tiny one that's not working. So I had to go to the store and get drill bits. Everything's done all the way around on all the siding and all the windows, except for sealant and screwing in a screw out every screw. I figured I'll do that while I'm on some beach somewhere. Makes no sense to do it here. And then the rubber roof is coming. Sue and Scott are in Nashville, Tennessee, and I ordered the rubber roof to be mailed to them, and they are going to bring it on Sunday. I don't know how I'm going to get it up there, what we're going to do to get it up there. Maybe park the boat right next to the RV so you could jump from the RV to the boat. I don't know. We'll see. But it is a white rubber roof, and it is identical to a roof that you have on an RV, on my RV. I think when you're doing a flat roof, that's just the way to go. It's just, even if water pools up there and puddles up there a little bit, because it's rubber, it doesn't matter. My thought on a flat roof on a boat is you're always beached. Your boat's never actually sitting level. So the water's going to come off some side. I could be wrong on that, and that could be a theory that I just need to grow away from and put an arched roof on boats and not worry about a rubber roof and make it tin or whatever. I don't know. But for now, this is the way I've been doing the roofs, and they don't leak. The worst problem I've had is where the rain pools up on it over a course of days, like a normal boat cover, and I just put 2x4s in the middle to bow it up and the water runs off. So it is what it is. I'm also going to do these tiny little bolts all the way around. I got cleats to put on today, and like boat stuff. I'm going to put the fire extinguisher in. These bolts have to go back on all the way around. I bought ones that are 3.5 inches and have teeth all the way through. So yep, that's what we're gonna do today. And then tomorrow I'm gonna put this thing in the water. I'm gonna stop playing around. I'm gonna see how it floats.
First thing first, I'm say out of what's inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things be now. The way that things be now. Suck things suck, don't you tell me what you think that I can be. I'm the one at the side, I'm the master of my CEO. The master of my CEO. I was broken from a young age, taking my soul into the masses. Writing my poems for the few. Look at me, took me, shook me, feeling me, singing from my heart. From the pain, taking my.
So I'm going 25 now. It doesn't even seem to be catching that much wind. It kind of feels like the RV right now, but that changes at 40 miles an hour, I'm sure. It is not leaning like my last boat on the turns because the trailer is 8 feet wide, not 4 feet wide. That makes me feel a lot better. It's really sitting really well. I like it. It's sitting well. The V in the front with the... So the door is 2 feet in front of the base of the body, and that kind of makes a wind I don't know, a little vent that kicks off the wind on both sides, and that I think makes a big deal because my first houseboat was flat and you couldn't tow it over 20 miles an hour. So I'm gonna attempt to, oh, look at this, home built trailer. I love it. Home built trailer right there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm gonna attempt to put it in the water. Today we're not even gonna take it boating. All we're doing today is checking to see how it sits in the water. And I will go through details with that in a second once I turn around here. So when these boats are made, they're speedboats, and they have a 250, 225 horsepower motor on the back, which weighs a good, almost 1,000 pounds, 800 pounds or something like that. So when you put them in the water and there's nobody in them, just seats, they actually sit where this pontoon is this far in the water, right? And then when you look at the front, it's almost damn near out of the water. This is the water line in the front, right? Now, if your house actually sat that crooked, it just wouldn't work, right? So the first thing I do is I put a small motor on them, and that evens it out. Second thing I do is when I put this in the water right now to see how it floats, which it's pretty windy, so we might not even do this today. We'll see. I basically try to get it to float flat, even, and I do that by putting the bed in the front if I have to, the bed in the middle, storage stuff wherever it needs to go. So I'm gonna hang out here for a minute and see how windy it is, because this is too gusty for me to be pulling a trailer on and off.
Bring me down, you build me a believer, believer. Pain, I let the bullets fly, I let them break. My luck, my love, my God, that came from pain. You made me a believer. Setting threats and pray to the ones above above. Water ain't that first, and your spirit to me, Dovo. Your spirit up above. I was talking in the crowd, living my brain up in the clouds, falling like ashes to the ground, hoping my feelings they would drown, but they never did ever leave, ebbing and flowing in limits, limited till it broke up and it rained down like rain. You made me a believer, believer, babe. You bring me down, you build me a believer, believer, babe. I let the bullets fly, I let them rain. My luck, my love, my God.
So the front is on sand, but the back isn't. The back's actually floating. You see how it is 6 inches higher without that big motor on the back? That's really cool. I'm gonna go push it out to where it's completely floating and try to figure out where it's sitting. All right, I mean, this thing is sitting pretty flat to me. It feels flat. I'm gonna have to be in shallow water and kind of check on it, but everything looks like it's going pretty good. Come on, come inside. The motor at idle speed is moving in a lot faster than I thought it would. That's good. Yeah. Whew. Well, I mean, she's a houseboat. This is definitely a house on a boat, and it's on a lake right now. It's exciting. I'm gonna try to beach it with river on the other side over here, just to see how everything goes with that, and then probably spend about an hour tinkering with everything, trying to see how the motor works with it, and then I'm gonna try to put it back on the trailer, which in 10-mile-an-hour wind might be kind of hard. But the guy over there is from Florida. His house was destroyed in the hurricane, and he said when I come back, he'll help me if I need it. Him and his daughter and his wife are here. At first they were staying in a tent, but then someone loaned them a camper. So I like where the windows are. They're a little. I wish the top foot was glass too. We'll see what we can do about that. But all in all, this is a pretty good view of where you're headed. I'm gonna try to give it a little gas and see what happens with the boat, how fast it goes. This is badass. This boat's cruising. Way faster than my sailboat. We're at 5,000 RPMs though. 6,000 is red limit. I would never drive that fast. Like on a race. Probably between. Okay, this is probably where I would drive at 3,000 RPM. We're gonna come up here. Yeah. And we're gonna try to put it on the trailer. So now I turn off the motor and I pull it up. The other thing is it has a switch to be pulled out on the motor itself too. So if you're back there, you know, actually pulling the boat off of a beach, walking in the water, you can put the motor down back there too. So I think it's more if you're working on it that seems more practical. But this is its second beaching. I'm excited. So the trick to beaching a big boat like this is just stay in the back. If you stay in the back, then you're going to go further onto the land than you would normally. And then when you walk up there, the weight of you walking up there pins the pontoon down. Yeah. Red, come on. See why I don't carpet? You see this? This is all mud. And then it's gonna dry, and then you have to sweep it out. And every time you beach, that's what the dog is gonna drag in. That's why I paint. You can mop the floor easily. So we got it back on. The boat lined up, all you got to do is basically nail the middle one, and then as you crank up, the boat straightens itself up. And then when I pulled out of the water, the back of the boat was 2 inches over, and as I came up the hill, it centered itself from its weight. Tells you how much it weighs. This is the face of a happy camper.